and welcome to Inner Circle Guidance. Today we're going to be doing a collective reading, but for those of you who are new to the circle, hello and welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I post new videos every single day. And if you're looking for personal services or personal readings, I offer them through my website, innercircleguidance.com. Let's find out what the circle needs to know today. All right, the card that fell out was the Seven of Wands. We have the Devil. We have the High Priestess. Interesting. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Hanged Man. And we have the Death card. We have the Star on the bottom of the deck. Very much immediately picking up on this sort of energy of asking the right questions to get the correct answers. So with the Seven of Wands, there's been a lot of resistance in your life. There's been a lot of frustration. There's been a lot of having to learn how to draw the right boundaries. There's sort of these obstacles and resistances and challenges that keep presenting themselves. Through this process of breaking down these different pieces, there's a lot of spiritual awakenings and enlightenments that have happened, but there's also sort of this energy of like, when are things going to be easier? And when am I going to finally reap the rewards of my hard work? There's a lot of confusion that's happening because you feel like things keep getting delayed. It's causing some frustration within you. There's still hope for the future, but it's still sort of like you feel like there's this barrier that you can't quite get past, and you're not really sure why. What I'm seeing with the Star is that clarity and balance is going to be coming in here shortly, but it's very important that you are in the right mindsets and you're asking the right questions to bring about the enlightenment and the change that you are seeking. And it's interesting, when the Devil and the High Priestess came out right next to each other, I immediately picked up on this energy of like, you can ask questions from sort of the limiting beliefs, the things that keep you stuck, your fears and anxieties and worries, or you can ask empowering questions that bring you clarity and help you move forward. For some of you, I'm seeing that you really aren't asking the right questions. You're not in the right frame of mind to really receive the guidance and the enlightenment that is available to you because you just aren't seeing it from that perspective. So if you're watching this reading, it's because you are meant to hear this message, which is you need to be asking the correct questions, asking empowering questions. And I'll get into a little bit more specifics of what I mean and how to do that here in a second. But first, I want to say that the universe will always respond when you ask a question. It will always give you clarity and guidance eventually through the different signs, synchronicities, and things that it sends back to you. There's always an open communication there. But when you're asking questions like, why me? You're asking questions like, why is this happening to me? Why did I lose this person? Or you're asking those types of questions instead of asking empowering questions, such as, how can I better align to my purpose? Who am I truly deep down? What do I really value deep down? What was maybe not in alignment with the situation? What changes can I make to align to my purpose? The universe will respond. But when you're asking the unempowering questions, when you're asking the negative things, the why me, the this and that, you'll also get the answers, but they're going to be answers that are less motivational and less useful. Not because the universe is punishing you or is against you or any of these things, but because that's the question that you asked. When you find that you are struggling and you're going through these trying times and you're frustrated and you know that things could be better, but you're not really sure how to make them better, you need to be asking the empowering questions, because typically the problem is not that you're being punished. It's not that you are not worthy. It's because you are choosing to hold on to something that was never yours in the first place, which then should be having you ask the questions of why you're holding on to things that were not yours in the first place. What are you doing, or what decisions have you made? What intuition messages did you ignore? Those types of things that had you aligning to something that was not meant for you, or maybe something that was only meant for a certain amount of time, but you held on to it after its expiration date. When you're asking empowering questions, you get empowered answers. You also get more guidance and enlightenment from the universe to help you with things in a way where it's going to actually benefit the transformation you're going through and change your perspective, where you're going to align to a higher level of enlightenment and spiritual awakening. You're going to get added benefits to the spiritual awakening you're going through and the transformation you're going through and the endings and the new beginnings, where you're going to receive more enlightenment from the whole situation as a whole and what's going on with you than you would by asking a question like, well, why me? Because when you ask questions like, well, why me? You can get a whole assortment of answers that can be more like limiting beliefs, or can be more things we tell ourselves, or like answers that we tell ourselves that may or may not be as accurate or helpful as the empowered ones. So for example, if you say, well, why me? The answer could be, well, because you grew up poor, or you grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, or you didn't get your high school degree, or you didn't get your college degree, or, whatever thing it is that could, in a certain sense, be a correct answer, but it makes it feel like it's an answer that's more holding you back than an actual answer that's helpful, if that makes sense. I hope I explained that in a way that you all understand. But the point I'm making is, when you're going through these awakenings, when you keep having these struggles and these resistances, it's because something's not quite right. When you're asking the question of how can I better align to my purpose? What is my purpose? Who am I? What am I meant to be doing? That's a very different question and a different answer and a different way of moving forward and a different energy to be in than asking questions like, why me? Which inherently suggests that you were unworthy in some sort of way. If you're not already doing this, I highly suggest that you take time to reflect each day on the messages that you're giving and make sure that the questions you are asking your guides in the universe are empowered questions. And write down the breakthroughs that you have, because you'll start having a lot more breakthroughs a lot more often. Things will start coming into more balance. The wish fulfillment will start coming in because you'll be in better alignment with yourself, your communication with spirit, and your guides, in a way where there's going to be a lot less resistance because the energy is working for you instead of you doing all the work or working against the energy. So if this reading resonated with you, don't forget to like this video and comment your affirmation down below. Your affirmation for this reading is, I am asking my guides and the universe empowered questions. And as always, may your life be full of light, full of love, abundance, and gratitude. I'll see you next time.